students, hope you all are doing well. So today we will discuss about a concept called homogeneous production function. Homogeneous production function. Actually the question is looking like very simple. Yes, the question is simple, but it is quite technical. That means we have to derive a kind of production function to solve the question. So today's question is, if production of a farm is given by Q equals to KL, then doubling both inputs will produce more than doubles output, exactly doubles output, increase output but does not double it, leaves output unchanged. So this type of question can be solved with the help of derivation of a homogeneous production function. So I think you must have remembered that I have already told you what is a production function. What is a production function? So production function, I want to explain it again, that production function shows a technical relationship between inputs and output. Inputs and outputs. So here the production function is given as Q equals to KL. So this is the production function given, that is Q equals to KL. So here Q equals to output, K and L both are the inputs used for the production function. K equals to capital and L equals to labor. So regarding the types of production functions, we have studied that production functions on the basis of time. We had two production functions, that is short run production function and long run production function. Similarly, in case of degree of homogeneity, we have two types of production function. One is homogeneous production function, another is non-homogeneous production function. Now what is similarly we have CD production function, Cobb-Douglas production function, and all, so we will not go there. We will just focus on homogeneous production function. So what is a homogeneous production function? What is homogeneous production function? What is homogeneous production function? So homogeneous production functions means if we are increasing the inputs into a constant quantity, if there is at the same time there is an increase in the output by the same quantity, then that type of production function can be called as homogeneous production function. So I can write it here like this: if inputs of the production function are changed by a constant quantity and that ratios the output to change by that constant quantity, then that type of production function is called homogeneous production function. Okay, so you all can note it down. So when we are increasing or decreasing the inputs into a constant quantity, and at the same time the output will be increased by the same quantity, then that type of production function is called a homogeneous production function. For example, if we tell that Q is a function of K and L, that means output here is Q, capital and levers are the inputs, and let lambda is a constant, and we are increasing K to lambda times, that is lambda K, L into lambda times, that is lambda L, and if as a result of this new output is rising lambda times, then we can say this is a kind of homogeneous production function. Homogeneous production function. So let's prove it for our question. So our question is given as the production function equals to is given as Q equals to KL. Okay, so here we can take lambda as 2 because the question is given that doubling both the inputs, that means we have to increase both the inputs by 2 times. So here you can write it as Q equals to output, K and L are the inputs, so K equals to capital, L equals to labor, and we have to increase the inputs by 2 times. So here lambda is equals to the constant which we have to take is equals to 2. That means let new capital is equals to K star, which is equals to 2K, new labor is equals to L star, which is equals to 2A. That means we have increased the capital by 2 times, that is equals to 2K, and increased the labor by 2 times, that is equals to 2A. So simultaneously, automatically new output will be Q star. Okay, so we know that Q is equals to KL. Now put the new input in place of old inputs. So we can say that Q star, that is equals to new output, will be equals to K star, and L star implies that Q star equals to K star equals to 2K. So I'll write in place of K star, that is 2K, and in place of L star, that is 2L. Okay, so Q star is equals to, I can write it as 4KL. So Q star equals to 4. So here in equation 1 we know that KL equals to Q. So in place of KL I can write it as Q. So Q star, that means new output increased by 4 times. So when we increasing labor by 2 times, capital by 2 times, so instead of rising 2 times, the output is rising 4 times. So now come to our question. So here question is, if production of a farm is given by, so come to here. So this is not a kind of homogeneous production function. Non-homogeneous reduction function. So now come to the question. So this is a kind of production function given. So now the question is, if production of a farm is given by Q equals to KL, then doubling both the inputs exactly doubles the output? No, because this is non-homogeneous production function. This is a non-homogeneous production function, and in case of homogeneous production function it will happen. So this is not the answer. Increasing output but does not double it, so this is not the answer. Leave output unchanged, this is not the answer. So this is the answer, that is output will grow more than doubles, or more than doubles output. That means if the production of a farm is given by Q equals to KL, then doubling both inputs will produce more than doubles output. That means we have found Q star, that means new output is equals to 4Q. So answer is option A. So hope you all got the answer. Thank you. I can also give you the alternative solution of these questions. So do not think so much, just read out the question. That is, if the production of a farm is given Q equals to KL, then doubling both inputs, option A more than doubles output, option B exactly doubles output, option C increases output but does not double it, option D leaves output unchanged. So do not think anything, just write down the production functions as it is given. So Q equals to KL, Q equals to here output, K and L are the inputs, so K equals to capital and L equals to labor. So what is written in the questions? That doubling both the inputs, that means we have to double both the inputs. So for K we can write 2K, for L we can write 2L. So when we are doubling both the inputs, so the new output will be Q star, that is equals to this is K star, this is L star. So Q star equals to K star into L star. So in case of K star we have to write 2K, L star we have to write 2L. So that means 4KL. So KL is given as Q, that means 4Q. That means we found Q star equals to 4Q. And just go to the option So option is more than doubles output, exactly doubles output, increase output but does not double it, leaves output unchanged. So here we have found q star equals to 4q. That means option A is the answer. So in this way you also can give the answer. But previously I was discussed these questions by linking into the homogeneous production functions, because there may be questions like question may be maybe there like q equals to kl. If the production function equals to q equals to kl, then which type of production function is it? Which type of production function is it? So option may be homogeneous production function, non-homogeneous production function, CD production function, or CES production function. So this type of question may come. So for this actually I linked these questions with the concept called homogeneity, so that for this type of question it will be easier for you to answer the questions. And if the questions will be like this, then automatically you will be confident enough to answer the question. So that's the reason why I actually drag these questions towards that long derivation. So that's all, dear students. Thank you.